13 minutes before 4 o'clock on the East Coast, the very latest now on Hurricane Irma's track, straight from the National Hurricane Center in Miami. Let's turn to Michael Brennan now, Chief Hurricane Specialist at the center, who's live with us there. Michael, I know the central pressure is up ever so slightly. The winds are down ever so slightly. Is this the beginning of a trend, or what do we think?
We don't really expect, unfortunately, to see Irma weaken too much. It's still a very impressive Category 5 hurricane. Right now, it's about to move right over the Turks and Caicos Islands and bring those 175-mile-per-hour winds, those core winds, and potentially devastating storm surge of 15 to 20 feet to those islands in the next few hours. And we don't really see much that's going to cause Irma to weaken significantly before it reaches the vicinity of Florida and over the weekend.
Michael, any change in the cone?
Not really. You know, the forecast has shifted around a little bit as the models have sort of shifted left and right from each cycle to cycle, but the overall track still expects this west-northwestward motion and then a northward turn somewhere in the vicinity of the Florida Peninsula late Saturday night into Sunday, and then a motion northward up into the southeastern United States. At this point, it's too soon to narrow down exactly where that turn is going to occur, but everybody in Florida needs to be prepared for the potential impacts from Irma, especially in the areas of South Florida that are under the hurricane and storm surge watch. Have to prepare for the landfall, the core of a major hurricane this weekend. And
if you're in Georgia and South Carolina, is this a Monday, Tuesday thing? Do you need to be getting ready?
Well, yeah, in terms of the timing, we're expecting tropical storm force winds to arrive in North Florida Sunday night and overnight into Monday morning in the Georgia and South Carolina coast. So the people up there have a little more time to get ready. We do expect Irma to weaken a little bit depending on how much it interacts with the Florida Peninsula, but we're still forecasting it to be a major hurricane at this point in time as it approaches the Georgia and South Carolina coast on Monday.
With the understanding that you can't know within 20 miles one way or another which way the hurricane's going to go. You can't know that. With that understanding, if it comes up about Key Largo and runs straight up Miami-Dade County and then exits the state around Lake Okeechobee, can you even think of anything worse for that population center?
It's a really tough scenario for the southeast Florida metropolitan area, especially if you have the center go just inland just a little bit and you get the areas right along the coast and the right side of the storm. That's where we have that potential for you could see those catastrophic winds near the core of the hurricane, and that's also where we could see storm surge. That's why we have the storm surge watch up for the East Coast from Jupiter Inlet south, everywhere in pink. And you can see once you get down into Dade County, the area in pink goes quite a ways inland, down near Homestead, South Dade. Those areas are especially susceptible to storm surge. We could see 5 to 10 feet of flooding above ground level in those areas with Irma's approach.
All the way across Miami and Hollywood and Kendall and everything.
Right, and that's, yeah, potentially. So that's what people have to plan for, and that's why those evacuations have been asked for by the officials in Miami-Dade and going up into Broward and Palm Beach County, and then also along the West Coast, where if Irma was a little farther to the left, you could see significant storm surge here in the southwest part of Florida.
Before we go, we only have 20 seconds, but if you're one of those who's lived in South Florida for a long time, you're staying in a high-rise on Miami Beach, you're not leaving. What's your message?
You should try to get out if you can. Even if your building is fine, you could be stranded out there if there's significant storm surge. And then if you have a problem during the event, a medical issue, you need somebody to come help you, they might not be able to get to you.
Michael Brennan, the Chief Hurricane Specialist at the National Hurricane Center. All the best to you and yours down there, Michael. Thanks so much.
Thank you.